Yashodanandana Bhajananandana Yashodanandana Bhajananandana Yashodanandana Bhajananandana Yashodanandana Yamunatira
Hare Krishna, everyone. Hare Krishna. Can you all hear me? Mr. Prabhu is a little busy. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna everyone. Hare Krishna. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So we're going to sloka, the third canto, 22nd chapter, 20th sloka. Okay. Hare Krishna Prabhu, can you see my screen? Okay. Hare Krishna. Okay, so let's chant this verse. I'll unmute everyone. Yato abhavat vishwamitam vichitram.
Yato abhavad vishwamidam vichitram.
Samstasyate yatra cha vivatishtate.
Samstasaye. Yatra cha
Prajapatinam patiresha mahyam.
Prajapatinam patiresha mayyam.
Param pramanam bhagavan anantaha.
Param pramanam bhagavan ananta.
Yato abhavat vishwamitam vichitram.
Yato abhavad vishwam idam vichitram.
Samstasyate yatra cha vivatishtate.
Yatra cha vavatishtate.
Prajapatinam patiresha mahyam.
Prajapatinam patiresha mayyam.
Param pramanam bhagavan anantaha.
Param pramanam bhagavan ananta.
Yato abhavat vishwamitam vichitram.
Yato abhavad vishwam idam vichitram.
Samstasyate yatra cha vivatishtate.
Samstasyate yatra cha vavatishtate.
Prajapatinam patiresha mahyam.
Prajapatinam patiresha mayyam.
Param pramanam bhagavan anantaha.
Param pramanam bhagavan ananta.
Anybody like to chant?
Hare Krishna Mataji. Yato abhavad vishvam idam vichitram samsthasyate yatra chavavatishtate prajapatinam patiresha mahyam param pramanam bhagavan anantaha.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Yato abhavad vishwam idam vichitram samstasyate yatra cha vavatishtate prajapatinam patiresa mayam param pramanam bhagavan anantaha. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Yato abhavad vishwamidam vichitram. Samsthasyate yatra cha vavisthastate. Prajapatinam patiresha mahyam param pramanam bhagavan ananta. Hare Krishna Mataji. Thank you so much, Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Yato abhavat vishwam idam vichitram samstha sayate yatra cha vavatishtate prajapatinam patir esha mahyam param pramanam bhagavan anantaha. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yes.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yes, chant.
Eto abhavat vishwam idam vichitram samsasate yatra chava vatistate prajapatinam patiresha mahyam param pramanam bhagavan ananta. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare
Hare Krishna Mataji. Yato adbhavat vishwam idam vichitram samsthasyate yatra cha vavatishtate prajapatinam patiresha mahyam param pramanam bhagavan anantam. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Yato bhavat vishwamidam vichitram samsthasyate yatra cha vavatishtate prajapatinam patiresha mahyam param pramanam bhagavan anantaha. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. All have chanted beautifully. Just this word, okay? Yato abhavat. It's not bhavat, it's abhavat. You can see here. So the meaning changes because there's an apostrophe. It's abhavat. Okay. Thank you. Hare Krishna, Amrita Mataji, are you there? Yeah.
Yes, Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Just we'll see the synonyms. Yataha, from whom.
Yataha, from whom.
Abhavat, emanated.
Abhavat, emanated.
Vishwam, creation.
Vishwam, creation.
Idam, this.
Idam, this.
Vichitram, wonderful.
Vichitram, wonderful.
Samstashyate, with dissolve.
Samstashyate, will dissolve.
Yatra, in whom.
Yatra, in whom.
Cha, and.
Cha, and.
Va, or.
Va, or.
Avatishtate, presently exists.
Avatishtate, presently exists.
Prajapatinam, of the Prajapatis.
Prajapatinam, of the Prajapatis.
Patihi, the Lord.
Patihi, the Lord.
Eshaha, this.
Eshaha, this.
Mayam, to me.
Mahyam, to me.
Param, highest.
Param, highest.
Pramanam, authority.
Pramanam, authority.
Bhagavan, Supreme Lord.
Bhagavan, Supreme Lord.
Anantaha, unlimited.
Anantaha, unlimited.
Translation: the highest authority for me is the unlimited Supreme Personality of Godhead, from whom this wonderful creation emanates, and in whom its sustenance and dissolution rest. He is the origin of all the Prajapatis, the personalities meant to produce living entities in this world. The highest authority.
The highest authority.
For me is the.
For me is the.
Unlimited Supreme Personality of Godhead.
Unlimited Supreme Personality of Godhead.
From whom this wonderful creation.
From whom this wonderful creation.
Emanates.
Emanates.
And in whom its sustenance.
And in whom its sustenance.
And dissolution rest.
And dissolution rest.
He is the origin of all the Prajapatis.
He is the origin of all Prajapatis.
The personalities.
The personalities.
Meant to produce living entities in this world.
Meant to produce living entities in this world.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna, Supreme Mataji. Can you read the purport?
Yes, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada ki jai. Kardama Muni was ordered by his father Prajapati to produce children. In the beginning of creation, the Prajapatis were meant to produce the largest population which was to reside in the planets of the gigantic universe. But Kardama Muni said that although his father was Prajapati who desired him to produce children, actually his origin was the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Vishnu, because Vishnu is the origin of everything. He is the actual creator of this universe. He is the actual maintainer, and everything is annihilated. It rests in him only. That is the conclusion of Srimad Bhagavatam. For creation, maintenance, and annihilation, there are three deities, Brahma, Vishnu, and Maheshwara, Shiva. But Brahma and Maheshwara are qualitative expansions of Vishnu. Vishnu is the central figure. Therefore, he takes charge of maintenance. No one can maintain the whole creation but him. There are innumerable entities and they have innumerable demands. No one but Vishnu can fulfill the innumerable demands of all the innumerable living entities. Brahma is ordered to create and Shiva is ordered to annihilate. The middle function, maintenance, is taken charge of by Vishnu. Kardama Muni knew very well by his power in progressive spiritual life that Vishnu, the personality of Godhead, was his worshipable deity. Whatever Vishnu desired was his duty and nothing else. He was not prepared to beget a number of children. He would beget only one child who would help the mission of Vishnu. As stated in Bhagavad Gita, whenever there is a discrepancy in the discharge of religious principles, the Lord descends to the surface of the earth to protect religious principles and to annihilate the miscreants. Marrying and begetting a child is considered to liquidate one's debts to the family in which one is born. There are many debts which are imposed upon a child just after his birth. There are debts to the family in which one is born, debts to the demigods, debt to the pitas, debts to the rishis, etc. But if someone engages only in the service of the Supreme Lord, the personality of Godhead, who is actually worshipable, then even without trying to liquidate other debts, one becomes free from all obligations. Kardama Muni preferred to devote his life as a servant of the Lord in Paramahamsa knowledge and to beget a child only for that purpose, not to beget numberless children to fill up the vacancies in the universe. Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, thank you. Narayanam Namaste नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदिरे नष्टप्रायशपत्रेषु नित्यं भागवतसेवया भगवतिरुत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नष्टिके मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुदीनदारिणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्य ईश्वर नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमदे भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिनिधि नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा यतो अभवद् विश्वमिदं विचित्रं संस्थास्यते यत्र च ववतिष्ठते प्रजापतीनां पतिरेष मह्यं परं प्रमाणं भगवान् अनन्तः. Translation: The highest authority for me is the unlimited Supreme Personality of Godhead, from whom this wonderful creation emanates, and in whom its sustenance and dissolution rest. He is the origin of all the Prajapatis, the personalities meant to produce living entities in this world. Hare Krishna. So, Supreme Mataji, am I clear? Audible, right? Okay. Hare Krishna. Can someone say?
Mataji, you're very clear.
Okay, thank you. Hare Krishna. So, for last few classes, Prabhu has been explaining how the marriage of Gardamuni and Devahuti, and here it is said that Gardamuni was ordered by Prajapati to produce children, and that's how we get Kapiladev, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, come as a son, right? And so Prabhu was explaining how it's very important, as Krishna says, Dharma aviruddha kamosmi, right? Anything, the relationship that is along with the scriptures or dharma, it is going with the dharma to produce Krishna conscious children. So Prabhupada was very happy when a child is born in the family. Prabhu was also explaining about Shivananda Sena, how being a grihastha, he had a child, and to propagate Krishna consciousness. So Prabhupada says they are all Vaikuntha children, definitely, because to be born in a Vaishnava family, to be born to a devotee parents, definitely that soul is a devotee from previous life. Otherwise, we all came to Krishna consciousness so late. But then someone coming to Krishna consciousness at birth, I mean before birth, that's like definitely a soul who could not continue Krishna consciousness in the previous janma, and to fulfill and to complete Krishna consciousness in this life, that soul is sent to you. So when you get that child, it's your responsibilities, as in Rishabhadev says, Guru nasasya swajano nasasya pita nasasya janani nasasya devam tatasya napadesha sasya namo jayete samapeta mrityu. So Prabhupada says you're not qualified to become a father or mother, a guru or relatives, even a husband, if you're not able to deliver that soul from going to another mother's womb. Like if you're a parent, then it's your responsibility not to settle the child, not to give, giving education, giving a lot of money and wealth and everything for their sustenance, that's okay. But your real responsibility is to see that namo jayede samapeta mrityu. A guru is not a guru, relatives are not relatives, father is not a father, mother is not a mother, and a husband is not a husband, if they're not able to deliver their dependence from the punarjanma or rebirth. So Prabhupada says, unless you are ready for that, don't become a father and mother. So that was very harsh, but then Prabhupada meant it. Prabhupada meant it because Prabhupada used to encourage these children in the movement. You can see so many pictures where Prabhupada give cookies to the children, and because Prabhupada is encouraging them for Krishna consciousness, to train them in Krishna consciousness. So that's our responsibility, and when we do that, then we are successful as a human form of life. So here it is said, when a child is born, there's a lot of duties to be done, or a lot of to the ancestors, to demigods and all that. But here it is said that when you're doing your devotional service of Krishna consciousness, then everything else is met, right? So here it is said, if someone engages only in the service of the Supreme Lord, the Personality of Godhead, who's actually worshipable, then even without trying to liquidate other debts, one becomes free from all obligations. So not only for a child, even for us, we have a lot of responsibilities to be done, right? But it is here, if someone engage in the service of the Supreme Lord, as you're watering the root of the tree, the whole tree gets nourished. You put food to the stomach, the whole body gets nourished. Similarly, the Supreme Lord Krishna is the focus here. And Katha Upanishad 2.2.13 says, Nitya Nityanam Chetanas Chetananam Eko Bahunam Yo Vidadadikaman. So Krishna is the one who maintains everyone. So here Prabhupada quotes here, like the main maintainer. There are so many innumerable entities, and then who is meeting the demand? It's actually the Lord who is meeting the demand of the living entities, right? Ego bahunam yav vidadadikam. So he is the one who's maintaining everyone. He is our Supreme Father. And so we have to engage in his devotional services, right? And Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela 22.62 says, Krishna Bhakti Kaile Sarva Karma Kridahoy. If you do Krishna Bhakti or Krishna consciousness, then all other duties are like automatically performed. Automatically. So because you are serving the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the Supreme Person, then it's like everybody else is served, watering the root of the tree. So as Krishna conscious devotees are doing sadhana, what we should do is we should try to improve our Krishna consciousness. We don't have to compare with others' life. We have to compare our own life. Like, how was I doing Krishna consciousness last month? I mean, did I improve? Did I improve in the quality and quantity of chanting? Did I improve in my reading of the scriptures? So that's the analysis we should do ourselves. Prabhupada says, you don't have to ask others whether you're advancing in Krishna consciousness. You can analyze yourself. Yet you can analyze yourself. How much I have improved in spending more time to Krishna. Did I do more rounds this time? I mean, today or this month or after last Ekadashi, how was I chanting? This Ekadashi, did I improve the quality of japa? Am I able to get up at Brahma Muhurta and finish my chanting before Bhagavatam class? That's the best thing to do. And am I reading the scriptures more like compared to last month? We don't have to compare our life with others, but we compare our spiritual life with ourselves. So if we become more Krishna conscious, that's a goal in life, then we become free from all these obligations. So for that, there are 5 things which we have to take care. 5 S, okay, which we have to take care. S for seva, S for sadhana, S for sadhu sangha, S for sadachar, and S for swadhyay. So what is swadhyay? Swadhyay means scriptural reading or the Vedic scriptural study. So yes, it is said that we just have to do pure devotional service. But then, and it is free from jnana and karma. Right? Anyabhilashidah shunyam jnana karma dhanavritam anukulena krishna shilam bhakti ruttama. So karma and jnana have nothing to do with bhakti. But if you're doing pure devotional service, like the illiterate brahmana, then okay. But we are not doing Shuddha Nam. We are in Nama Aparat stage, right? Yet we are not even in Nama Abhas. We are in Nama Aparat stage. So for that, we should have Jnana. We should have the philosophy which Prabhupada has given in this books. So Swadhyay means scriptural study, personal study. Personally, how much are you reading the scriptures? Personally, how much we are associating? Every day Bhagavatam class, only one sloka is taken. Like that, there's so many slokas to be read, right? So Swadhyay. So that's very important. How much am I reading compared to last month? Last month I was not reading. This month, let me start reading. Like half an hour every day, 10 minutes every day. Read Prabhupada's book. Start with Bhagavad Gita or Krishna book or Bhagavatam. Okay, so sadhyay. Then sadhana. Like, am I able to get up at Brahma Muhurta and I'm able to chant my rounds completely in the early morning? Am I able to do that? Or my sadhana means your practice of devotional service. Am I able to increase the quantity and quality of japa? So you need to compare yourself. So Swadhyay is scriptural study. Sadhana is your personal chanting and all that. Seva, like whatever service you get. It might be a small service, even at home. You have some service to make bhog to the Lord, offer and take it as Krishna Prasad, or might be even taking care of children. It is said as a service. By Srila Prabhupada says, right? Even they are Vaishnavas and take care of them, or some other service for online preaching. Some service which you are able to do. Am I putting my heart and soul into the service? Am I doing it to gain respect, or am I doing to please Krishna? So the seva is very important. Then next is sadhu sangha, association with devotees. Yes, every day in the morning you're coming and having an online association, right? So you have to associate with devotees every day, because association is the most important thing which will help us protect from Maya. Prabhupada says, if Maya have to protect you, then you have to associate with devotees. If you don't associate with devotees and think that we can advance in Krishna consciousness, we are in illusion. Prabhupada says we are in illusion, because that's not possible. Krishna consciousness cannot go up unless you associate with devotees, like-minded devotees. So about devotees, even Kapila Dev, when you go forward to this chapter, you see Kapila Dev is giving transcendental advice to his mother Devahuti. Brilliant advice, excellent advice. So in this third canto, 25th chapter, 25th sloka says, Sada prasangan mama veere samvito Bhavanti hritkarna rasayana kada tajoshanada savapavargavartmani shraddha ratir bhaktir anukramishati. So Kapila Deva is telling to Devahuti that what you have to do, sada prasangan mama virya samvida. You have to always associate with devotees. And what to do? Not gossip in the association of devotees. Then Krishna rasayana kada. Right? Bhavanti hritkarna rasayana kada. You need to hear about the Krishna rasayana, the kada of Krishna. Then what will happen? Then tachoshanada, so apavargavartmani, you will get moksha is secondary, but the best thing which you get is shraddha radir bhaktir anukramishati. You get bhakti or pure devotional service. When you associate with devotees and hear about Krishna, then you get pure devotional service. That's what we need, So every day associate with devotees. And the last but not the least is sadachar, like the etiquette we need to follow when we meet devotees and when we associate with them, because a lot of Vaishnava aparat can happen. So these are the 5 things, 5 S we should be taking care: the sadhana, swadhyay, seva, sadhu sangha, and sadachar. So if we take care of these 5 things, then our Krishna consciousness is going to be very smooth and easy. So when we do engage in the personal service of Krishna, then all other depths are taken care. We don't have to personally do all these depths. Okay, so but then it should be pure Krishna consciousness. Otherwise, we have obligations. We have to do other obligations also. Even Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, right, showed by personal example. So that has to be done. But then this is a Paramahamsa stage, okay, where a pure devotee like Srila Prabhupada. So someone asked Prabhupada, Prabhupada asked the devotee, why are you not sleeping less? You see me, I sleep only 2 hours and then I translate the books and I do a lot of devotional service. Why can't you cut down your sleep? So the devotee said, Prabhupada, we are not Paramahamsas like you. So Prabhupada said, why can't you become a Paramahamsa? So that's a stage in sannyas where the Paramahamsa stage, it's the highest stage where they are fully Krishna conscious. Prabhupada was fully Krishna conscious. Always his tongue was chanting the holy name. Always. So when Prabhupada was towards the end, when his health was deteriorating, he was translating Srimad Bhagavatam. Rest of the time, his tongue was always chanting the holy name. Devotees used to give some juice to Srila Prabhupada. So at that time, they opened his mouth. The tongue was constantly vibrating. And how is that possible? Because he is a pure devotee. He's an Uttama Adhikari. But then we can also keep chanting. Right? And Mahaprabhu also says, Nirandara Krishna Nam Jahara Vadane. Sei Vaishnav Sreshta Bhajatara Charane. Like whoever is having Nirandara Krishna Nam Jahara Vadane, whoever has the Nirandara, always Krishna Nama in the Vadan or the tongue, and Sei Vaishnav Sresht, such Vaishnava is a Sresht Vaishnava, and we have Bhajatare Charane, we have to worship their lotus feet. So here we can see that Srila Prabhupada taught us this Krishna consciousness, which is like the gem which we got in this life, right? Just imagine how we were living before coming to Krishna conscious life. All of you agree with me, right? How we were living just for sense gratification. We didn't even know all these things, but then it was Prabhupada who gave us through his books. So while associating with Prabhupada, we get a lot of good qualities from him. When you keep associating, when you put an iron rod in fire, then after some time, even the iron rod will start behaving like fire. It will become red hot. And the quality will be the same, right? So when you keep associating with Srila Prabhupada through his books, through his lectures, then we'll start imbibing his qualities. Srila Prabhupada was empowered Acharya, right? He was empowered by Krishna. What is the proof that he was empowered by Krishna? Because at the age of 70, going to the West, and with just 40 rupees. When you calculate in 1965, the 40 rupees, now in 2022, it's like 4,000 rupees, Indian rupee. 4,000, I mean, how will you go to America with that money? Just imagine. And establishing 108 temples all over the world, and 60 volumes of books was written. One author takes years to write one volume of book. You ask any authors how much effort, proofreading and editing and printing and so many things to be done for one book. Now, he wrote 60 volumes in his 11 years of devotion. Preaching, 11, 12 years of Western world preaching. What else we need the proof that Krishna, empowered Srila Prabhupada, right? And preaching to the hippies, preaching to a normal civilized person itself is very tough. When teachers come up to preaching field, the devotees, they say, Mataji, it's so tough. I'm like, yeah, it is tough. Preaching is not easy. It is tough. But then the attempt is very important. Don't bother. Even if you give Krishna consciousness to one soul, that's a great success for you, right? So, at least for children, and they say that children doesn't take up Krishna consciousness, Mataji, once they go to college and they are into a different world. But at least you're giving the bija, you're putting the seed in his heart or her heart. It might fructify in this life or next life, but you are at least giving the seed to the child now by giving the Hare Krishna mantra. But you don't know who might take up, right? So preaching is difficult. But Prabhupada preached to the hippies, who doesn't even take part, who's not in their real consciousness, they are into drugs and all that. And how difficult was it for Prabhupada to do it? So all this, he was consistency, and he had language barrier actually. So Prabhupada's English, if you hear, it's a Bengali accent. He has an accent, so which the Americans and Australians, they could not actually follow Prabhupada's slang. Most of it, the instructions, they didn't even understand. So some Indian devotee might be there and they'll translate to the devotees, and that's how they had communication barrier. But all these problems were just taken care by Krishna. Krishna empowered Srila Prabhupada. Why? Why did Krishna empower Srila Prabhupada? Because Srila Prabhupada was such a surrendered soul, and he had so much faith in this holy name. So much faith. In his poem, the Boro Kripa Koile Krishna, in which he wrote in Jaladuta, he writes, Bhakti nehi beta nehi name kubudaro. Name kubudaro. I have a lot of faith, unflinching faith in your holy name, Krishna. So because of that, because someone is trusting Krishna so much, even after he had test, he had so much test in his life, so much problems in his life, he struggled so much, and still Krishna empowered him because Prabhupada's intention and mood was correct. What was his mood and mission? To fulfill the orders of his acharyas, of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who was Krishna himself. So that's why he was absolutely selfless. He had so much faith in the holy name, so much faith in his guru, so much faith in the shastras, so much faith in Krishna. So that's why Krishna empowered him, right? So that's what missing in us. We feel like, really, if I worship only Krishna, will everything be satisfied? No, I need to worship someone else also. But here it is said, we don't have to do it. Here it is said, if someone engage in the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and he is the only worshipable, right? The Supreme Lord, the Personality of Godhead, is actually worshipable. Nobody else is worshipable. It is given in the Srimad Bhagavatam. We need to pay respect to them, but then worship has to be done for the Lord. The Lord says in the 11th chapter of Srimad Bhagavad Gita, the 55 sloka, right? Mat karma krit, mat paramo, mat bhakto. Become my devotees. Again, he says, man mana bhavam mat bhakto. So many places. 9th chapter, 34th sloka, Krishna says, man mana bhavam mat bhakto. 18th chapter, 65 sloka, again he says, man mana bhavam mat bhakto. 11.55, he says, mat karma krit, mat paramo, mat bhakto. Become my devotee, Krishna's devotee. He specifies it. Why? He's going on telling it again and again. What do you say? Why do you say one sentence again and again and again? So as to give specific importance to it. But still, we missed it. We missed the point when we read Bhagavad Gita. Krishna says, mat bhakto. Krishna didn't say that bhakta, this bhakta. He says, mat. Mat means mine. Krishna's bhakta. Why? That's the goal of life. Mat paramo. Make him the goal of life. Our goal of life is not to become so rich and be successful in business or our profession. No, that's all secondary. That's all secondary. And the primary is Krishna is the goal of life, to be Krishna conscious. Then everything what we do, will be centered to Krishna. If we make Krishna the goal of life, then we are working to get money. That money is used for devotional service. We have a family, that family have Krishna in the center. Recently, I met a family. Even the children were chanting 16 rounds. And I asked them, how are you training your kids? And the parents told the father sits with the child, both of them, and then he chants with them. So even children is chanting 16 rounds. They are like very young. It's so surprising to see kids chanting 16 rounds, and they were not all devotees just 1 year back, and now the whole family is chanting 16 rounds. The whole family is like, having Krishna in the center. So when we make Krishna in the center, then all of the depths, we have a lot of depths to the demigods. Here it is said, depths to the demigods, depth to the pitas, depth to the rishis. Everything is taken care when we do Krishna consciousness, because you're doing the right thing. You are watering the root of the tree. That is enough. That is enough. And when we do that, Krishna blesses us. Krishna will see the endeavor, how much we are struggling to improve in Krishna consciousness. So when we struggle, Krishna will take care of it, and we don't have to struggle in another mother's womb, and we get free from all other depths. Okay, so improving our Krishna consciousness by improving our sadhana, improving our swadhyay, because reading scriptures is important. People might say that I'm not so intelligent. One of my friend was sharing the experience. She started reading first canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, and as she read, she started forgetting all the other things. Whatever she read, might be third chapter, fourth chapter she read, but then she started forgetting all the other chapters. Whatever she read yesterday also she forgot. So it's normal. It's normal. Not like every word we can remember. No, Prabhupada says we have tiny brain, we have less intelligence in Kali Yuga, especially in Kali Yuga. But as you read, Krishna gives the Buddhi Yoga. You have to fall in love with the scriptures. You fall in love with the scriptures. Sometimes I've seen my cousins, they read these novels and it will be a big novel and the climax comes in the end, but still they remember everything, right? They are putting so much energy into it. And even while sleeping, while traveling in train, everywhere they keep reading the book because they're so attached to it. Similarly, make your Prabhupada's books as your dependence. You start reading Prabhupada's book. If you're not good at English, you have your own personal language. No, your mother tongue books are available. Hindi and all the other languages, it's available. Start reading Prabhupada's book. It's nectar. And once you get the interest, then you will never leave Prabhupada's book. Wherever you go, you'll have this book with you. One devotee always carries a book in her bag wherever she goes. Either she distributes the book or she'll be reading it. So Bhadra Purnima is coming. There, when Srimad Bhagavatam, if you donate Srimad Bhagavatam on the Bhadra Purnima day, I think it's September 10th, when you do that, it's sure you'll go back to Godhead. So if you don't want it, if you already have the set, if you donate to someone, still that's glorious. That's the greatest charity we could ever do. Because you're giving Krishna to someone. And it's not like material knowledge that more you give, you become jealous of others. No, when the more you give Krishna, the more you get Krishna. So the depths of others are paid just by worshipping the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And as it is said, wherever there is discrepancy of religious principle, the Lord descends to the surface of earth. He's not born, he descends, right? And to annihilate them is clean. So paritranaya sadhuna vinashaya cha dushkrita. So everything is done by the Lord. Lord is the maintainer. In here, Prabhupada mentions that the Lord, no one can maintain the whole creation but the Lord, right? The Lord maintains everyone. Eko bahunam yovidadati kaman. So similarly, Prabhupada gives an example. The father in the family, he maintains the mother, that the husband maintains the wife, the parents, children, servant, or whoever is in that house, right? He is maintaining everyone. There are Prabhupada's like, you might be sitting in your room, but there might be small holes in your room, and there'll be lakhs and thousands of ants in that hole. Who's maintaining them? When you keep a sugar open, some ants come from nowhere. You'll be wondering, how did this ant come? Who gave him the information? Because the Paramatma is there in his heart, and the Lord gives the instructions, and he is maintaining them. He's maintaining everyone, right? So no one but the Lord can maintain everyone, because our demands are more. It is said, and everything is annihilated. Even after everything is annihilated, he remains, because he is the origin. Okay. So actually, his origin, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is the origin of everything, and he's the actual creator of the universe, and he's our actual maintainer, and everything is annihilated. He rests on him. Everything is on him, right? So when we realize this, that our boss or our senior or supervisor is not the maintainer in our company or office. It's actually the Lord who's sanctioning it, and he is actually the maintainer. Bhoktaram tapasam sarva loka maheshwaram. He is the actual maintainer, and he is the actual creator of this universe. Right? So everything rests in him. Even after annihilation, everything rests in him, because as pearls are strung on thread, it is said, Matta paradaram nani kinjit asti dhananjaya mayi sarvamidam protam sutre manikana veva. As the pearls are strung in the thread, we can't see the thread, but the pearl, it is beautifully arranged in a necklace. Similarly, Krishna holds the whole universe, and everything rests in him. We are not able to realize it. But as we read the scriptures and understand, then Prabhupada gives a clear idea of what Krishna is. And here Kardamuni wanted to have a son, but that son is going to be the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and for the service. Okay, it is only for the service of the Lord. The Krishna consciousness child is begetted to have to do more Krishna consciousness service, to spread Krishna consciousness, and not for just sense gratification. It is said not to beget children to fill the vacancies in the universe. Now that's not done, not to beget children to fill the vacancies in the universe. It is for a purpose. What is that purpose? To serve. His life should be as a servant of the Lord. Now we should be the servant of the Lord. Gopi Bhaktor Padakamalo Das Das and Das. How does a child know? He's so innocent and he don't know anything. He don't know what is right, what is not. Right? It's we who has to give that information to the child. How we train the child, because the child imitates the parents. Now we can't just force them into anything. But we give them the freedom. But then when we start giving them Krishna Prasad from day one of his life, and when we have chanting of the holy name in the home, we have Krishna deity at home, we do Arati, we do Bhog offer, and we take Prasad, and there is Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita reading going on in the house, then chanting is going on. And automatically the child will get attracted to it. Right? Otherwise, you keep nowadays you feed the child by giving an iPad or a smartphone, and then keep some cartoons or something. But when that is given to the child will automatically become like that. There is all Krishna cartoons available. So we can make the children Krishna consciousness by making them fall in love with Krishna, or give them association of such children, such devotee children, where they will start liking Krishna consciousness. Not like imposing them, forcing them. Give them a free choice, but then taking them to temple once in a week, and associating with devotees, and making them involved in so many types of Krishna conscious activities, especially for Janmashtami, Radhashtami and all. When the children are living in the association of devotees, then automatically their mind will be changed, and they feel like, oh, this is life. Outside life is completely kind of different. And that's why Prabhupada have Gurukul system nowadays. He was so particular that we should have Gurukul system where the Vedic philosophy is taught. Okay. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, everyone. Sorry, I might have some network issue. Change of place. Hare Krishna, any questions?
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Hare Krishna Mataji.
What is the debt for
Shobhamali Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Mataji, Hare Krishna. How are you, Mataji?
Fine.
Yeah. On September 10th, you said, no, Mataji. Is it okay if I start reading Bhagavatam on that day? I'm planning to.
Yeah, it's very auspicious to start reading. Definitely, any day is auspicious. But then, if you want to choose Bhadra Purnima, that's the day where, you can start.
Okay, Mataji. Hope Krishna will give me all the mercy. Like you told one example that one of your friend forgets everything, whatever she reads. The same thing happens with me, Mataji. I don't know. Yeah. I read, but I still pray to Krishna that give me some day. You will give me that, knowledge where I can remember something what I read about you. So I pray that and I start reading, Mataji. But as you said,
Mataji, you don't forget some movie which you watched long back, no? Right? No, we don't forget that.
That is why I'm wondering. I'm wondering why Krishna is not blessing. So
No, it will come. It will come as because I've seen you chanting so well for Janmashtami. Like you're putting your heart and soul into it. Definitely, Krishna will give that intelligence. And you're associating with Prabhupada. So start reading Srimad Bhagavatam on Bhadra Purnima. Very, very auspicious. Very auspicious. It's okay you forget, but put your effort and keep reading.
I don't give up, Mataji. I keep reading. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. How is
Hare Krishna Mataji. Hare Krishna
Jagannath
Mataji.
Mataji?
Yeah, he's fine. Yes, Niti Mataji. Hare Krishna. A question?
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yes.
Mataji, in one of the classes that I had attended, I don't remember who was the teacher. In that, the person has mentioned that Krishna, after seeing the love of Prahlad towards his father, that after so much he was still asking for mercy for his father from Lord himself. The Lord decided that that I will also take birth as a child with parents, so I also want to feel this rasa.
Yes.
So that was the thing I had heard in one of the classes. But when I read Krishna book, Mataji, in that it is mentioned categorically that in the time of Swambhu Manu, Vasudev was one of the Prajapatis and Devaki was his wife Prishni. And then again Krishna was born as their son. And then again again they took rebirth, both of them. I've forgotten their name. Then he was born as Upendra, that is Vaman Dev. And then again as this. So there is a contradiction, Mataji, like as in like he was born as their son like already thrice, no Mataji, including Krishna.
Third time. So what is the question?
Question is like that person mentioned that it's like during Hiranyakashipu's thing, Lord decided now he will come as this son of parents.
Yeah, so that was in Satyuga. Okay, even I have heard this from a Vaishnava. So from Satyuga, the pastime of Narasimhadev happened, right? And Prahlad was sitting on his lap, and he also felt like, oh, I wish even I come as a son of someone. Then in Treta Yuga, he came as Lord Ram. So that was the incarnation, Lord Ram. And Lord Ram had two other desires, like he saw the rishis in Naimisharanya, rishis in the forest, where they wanted to get married to him, no? And then what happens later on, they came as the gopis in Krishna avatar, and also he wanted to have Sakyaras, the friendship. So what you heard is half of it, that yes, Vasudeva and Devaki, they were Prishni and Sudapa, and Lord appeared as Prishni Garbha. Then Lord appeared as Upendra or Vamana Dev, right? So Atiti and Kashyap Muni. And now here again he appears as Krishna to Vasudeva and Devaki. So that was because Vasudeva and Devaki desired to have a son like Krishna. The thing which you heard was that is in Satyuga, where Narasimhadev had a desire to be a son of someone, and he came as Lord Ram in Treta Yuga. Okay.
Okay, Mataji. Yeah, this time lag is there. I just thought that happened.
No.
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you for clarification.
And Krishna had desired to know the love of Radharani, and also to know what happiness the devotees feel, and also to know his own glories. He became Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So that's the order: Satya, Treta, Dwapar, and Kali Yuga, how the Lord appeared. Yes, Neeraja Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Mataji, I didn't understand what is the debt to demigods. What will be the debts to demigods?
No, like you do any sacrifice, you have to give the debts to the demigods. No, you remember Daksha was doing the yajna, and Lord Shiva, all the demigods were invited to give the share of the yajna. The Vishnu Prasad was given. So similarly, when we do something, the sacrifice or something, like they do Ganpati Homa, no, those sacrifices. I mean, sometimes at home when you are having a new house inauguration, you do yajna, and then actually it should be yajna is done to Vishnu, and then the prasad is distributed to the demigods. I mean, it's the debts which we have to pay, like that. So we have Ganpati Dashi coming, no? Vinayaka Chaturthi. So there is debts as grihasthas to do. But if we don't do also, if you're worshipping Krishna and chanting his holy name, then all the debts is taken care, like grihastha. As a grihastha, we have to give charity. That is a part of grihastha life. We have to give charity. So similarly, we have debts to demigods, in every Shraddha ceremony we do, to the forefathers, like that. We have even debts to demigods also. But that is taken care if you do devotional service to Krishna.
Okay, Mataji. And one more question, like when we offer bhog to Krishna, which shloka should we chant first, Mataji, for the Guru or for Krishna?
Guru, because through Guru you're offering. We can't offer directly to Krishna. So definitely, if you're sheltered or initiated, you do, chant the pranam mantra of your Guru, then you chant the pranam mantra of Prabhupada, then you chant the Panchatattva mantra, then you chant Krishna's mantra, like that.
Okay, okay, Mataji. Thank you. Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Yes.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Yes.
Mataji, I am staying in the hot place, Mataji, where Tulsi planted like 3-4 times we did, Mataji, but it is not at all growing. But without Tulsi plant, we cannot offer to Krishna, no, and we cannot offer prasada. What is any other solution is there, Mataji?
You have dry leaves. Tulsi dry leaves are available, dried ones. At least that we can use. But
no, Tulsi is not at all growing, Mataji.
Yeah, at least you get dry ones, no? Dried ones.
In shop we are talking.
Dried Tulsi leaves, like from somewhere.
You can try on Amazon. You can try dried Tulsi leaves from Amazon.
Okay, Mataji. Okay, I will do. Yeah.
Hare Krishna,
Okay.
Mataji.
Without Tulsi leaf, we cannot do any prasadam, right, Mataji?
No, Krishna doesn't accept. Yes, Mataji.
No, Mataji, see, Tulsis are available in plenty. In India, it's not at all difficult. Only in foreign countries,
I'm not staying in India,
there.
Mataji. That's why.
They
are you are not staying in India. Okay. Then that's a problem. Because India, it's not at all difficult. As Mataji said, try to get some dry leaves. Tulsi leaves, put it in a container, small box, and every day you can offer. That is also as good as the fresh ones only.
Okay, Mataji. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you everyone for joining. Hare Krishna. Vanchakalpatarupescha kripa sindhute evacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavibhyo namo namah anandakodi vaishnavande ki jai. Shri Prabhupada ki jai. Granth Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna.
Mataji.
Hare Krishna.